Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props, back again. Took a little break last week, a little bit of a refresh for me. Let the data come in on some MLB stuff I was looking at, and now I've got to see each NBA team play once in the playoffs, see their NBA intensity, and really confident on where we're going to go from here. No sides or totals for me today. Kind of focused on props. There was a lot of props in the NBA that I really liked today, which kind of affected the amount of time I had to put into researching MLB sides and totals specifically. I did like the under in the NBA game. I'm sorry, the first NBA game tonight, the Philly game, but it's moved 2.5 points since opening. So I wouldn't play it now at 212.5. But one thing I will say, I'll be watching the game tonight, and if it does happen to tick up to like 220 live, I'll probably grab an under. So let's just start it off with that game. The plays that I like in that game tonight are Tobias Harris over 13.5. Although it's right around his season average, he's gone over this 3 out of 4 times against Brooklyn this year, including the last game. And for my interpretation of watching how Brooklyn defends Philly, Tobias Harris is the least of their worries. Going to get plenty of looks, and hopefully we'll convert those for us tonight. I'm going to go Therese Maxey under 19.5. This was minus 124 at FanDuel. Might have a sneeze coming. But I play under 19.5. The 18.5 is still good, but I would rather lay 19.5 minus 125 than like an 18.5 05 if you have the option for both. FanDuel being like the biggest book in the U.S. It's 122 right now at FanDuel, so most people should have access to that. Same game, sticking with James Harden. We're going to go over 19.5 points tonight. Gone over this in 3 or 4, I believe, against Philly. Or against Philly, plays for Philly. Against Brooklyn this year. I think stopping Embiid is like the main thing that they focus on. And then after you stop Embiid, Harden may be next. But Harden's got plenty of looks in his matchups against Brooklyn this year. I continue that to be the same moving forward. All series, I think Harden's going to get plenty of looks. And that leads me to my next play, which is actually Joel Embiid under 32.5 points. I got this minus 105 at Betway. I like 31.5 as well. I know there's some books, especially U.S. domestic shops, that were already ticking down to 31.5. But I like 32.5. No issues here with me. Gone over this or under this in 7 of the last 10. Averaging less than 30 points per game against Brooklyn and gone under 2 out of the 3 times they played. So Joel Embiid under 32.5 points is my last play in the Philly-Brooklyn game. One game starting in 15, 20 minutes. One play I want to get out is Logan Webb over 5.5 strikeouts. This is at 6:40 Eastern, so it starts in about 15 minutes. I played this at Caesars. Over 5.5 for Logan Webb. That's strikeouts. The next baseball play tonight, I'm going to go DeGrom over 8.5 Ks. DeGrom's gone over this, and I want to say 8 of 10. And while I was a bit skeptical to start the year on if he would still be the baller that we know, he's gone over 8.5 2 out of the 3 times this year. In the first game, he only threw 70 pitches when he's really usually throwing about 90. So pretty confident in DeGrom here. I got this at plus money. I think right now you can still get even money at some domestic shops. So Jacob DeGrom over 8.5 Ks. Next game starting at 8:10 Eastern. We got about an hour and 40 minutes to this one. We're going to go Kevin Gossman over 6.5 strikeouts. I laid 6.5 at plus money. I believe there were some 5.5s, like minus 145. Bet stamp at least. I didn't go through. There are some tools where you can find what number is better theoretically based off of historical historical pitching performances, guys based on 5.5, 6.5, etc. But without doing all that math, 6.5 plus 115 felt like the better number. But I would find value in either. Last baseball play, probably like a quarter unit on this one. Let's go Starling Marte over a half a steal, basically to have a steal tonight. He's due for a hit. And I don't know if due, is technically sharp. But at some point, there's got to be a reversion to the mean, whether good or bad, right? So he's due for a good reversion to the mean in terms of getting a hit today. And he's been stealing well. So taking Starling Marte as our last play, quarter unit over a half of assist plus 185. I got a bet 365. Finishing up the card today with the NBA. I know it's a pretty large card, so I'll probably do a read through at the end of just the plays, and I'll post a screenshot of this on Twitter. First one, Jordan Poole over 15.5 points. Give me just a second. Over 15.5 points. Jordan Poole's gone over this in 8 of his last 10. Against Sacramento, he's gone over this 3 out of 5. And in the 2 games that he didn't go over this, he played far fewer minutes than he's going to see tonight. I just like this spot a lot. It's going to be a high-paced game. I think both these teams are going to score over 120 points. And I think Poole's going to get more than his normal amount of shot attempts tonight. Sticking with that game, I'm going to go Harrison Barnes under 14.5 points. I think the addition of Wiggins helps me lean this way. Barnes hasn't gone over this once against Golden State this season. And I just think Golden State defensively in that position is one of the worst spots to try to take advantage. And then my last play is going to be Steph over 29.5. This is going 30.5 some books, so you're going to have to shop around for this one, but it was still available as of the time I started the show, so 10 minutes ago. Damn, just lost one of my lights. Hold on, let me plug it in. All right, maybe not ideal, maybe better. I don't know. Probably could use a third. But yeah, Steph Curry over is my last play of the night. I think he's going to get more than enough looks against Sacramento this season. Steph is averaging 32.4, has gone over in 3 out of 5. And then one of the 2 games that he didn't go over, he was dealing with foul trouble. So I expect him to have a big game tonight. Golden State lost. As we all know, Golden State lost the first game, and I'm expecting Steph Curry to make sure that doesn't happen again tonight. That's everything I got. Quick run through. I'm going to go through these quick just for everybody that's just now joining. Logan Webb over 5.5 Ks. He's a pitcher for the Giants. Tobias Harris over 13.5 points. Tyrese Maxey under 19.5 points. James Harden over 19.5 points. Joel Embiid under 32.5 points. Jacob deGrom over 8.5 Ks. Kevin Gausman over 6.5 Ks. 5.5 is fine as well. Jordan Poole over 15.5 points. Harrison Barnes under 14.5 points. Steph Curry over 29.5 points. And Starling Marte to have a steal for a quarter unit. That's all I got for today. Best of luck. And plan to be back tomorrow. Let's call it 6 o'clock again.